This was just like the Catholic Church. You know, it was that widespread.
Well, he is one of more than 1,000 people who say they were sexually abused while a member of the Boy Scouts of America.
The Boy Scouts have agreed to a $3 billion settlement to pay those who say they were sexually abused. What's unique about this case is that the Boy Scouts have agreed to pay victims regardless of states' statutes of limitations.
As 10 TV's Kevin Landers explains tonight, 2 Ohio lawmakers are making sure victims here get their money by making an exception to the state law.
It happened around 9 years old.
Mujadid Muhammad says he was sexually abused at Boy Scout camp.
So it was over a period of several months.
And those months at camp, he says, turned an innocent boy into a street criminal.
My last sentence was like 32 years that I'd done 27 years of it. So, you know, my whole life was impacted by that trauma.
As part of a bankruptcy settlement, the Boy Scouts of America agreed to settle with all of its 82,000 victims nationwide. For the nearly 2,000 victims in Ohio, in order to receive the full settlement, lawmakers would need to pass a law to make an exception to the state's statute of limitations for sexual abuse.
It's a matter of fairness to the Ohio victims. That is, we've been invited to do it by the Boy Scouts themselves.
Representative Bill Seitz, a Republican, is a staunch supporter of statute of limitations and is a surprise supporter of what's called the Scouts Honor Law. It would make an exception to Ohio's statute of limitations only when there is a bankruptcy.
I do not favor a limitless statute of limitations.
His co-sponsor, Democrat Representative Jessica Miranda, herself a victim of abuse, disagrees.
According to childusa.org, Ohio is failing survivors, and Ohio is failing our children. Current Ohio laws are failing all of us who are survivors.
Passing the Scouts Honor Law, lawmakers say, will ensure victims receive 100% of the Boy Scout settlement,
as opposed to only 35 to 40%, which is what these survivors would only receive under Ohio's current statute of limitations.
For victims like Mujadid Muhammad, he says money from the settlement won't erase the memory of the abuse he endured.
That trauma right there, you know, changed the whole trajectory of my life.
Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.
The Scouts Honor Bill must be passed by June of next year in order for Ohio victims to receive the settlement. Lawmakers believe with no opposition so far, they can pass it before the end of this year.